future, especially when you've got an Alchemist. Stacking a lot of Ancients and Neutrals for him, doing sort of a semi-jungle Beastmaster, maybe is a viable option here. But we'll find out what their last pick's going to be in just a second, guys. For those of you just tuning in, big thanks, big shout out to all of you on the Beyond the Summit stream. There's a Dota TV ticket available if you want to watch Inside Dota TV. But we'll be having the grand finals here. Best of 5. I'm Gods. Joining me will be Luminous, at least I hope, since I have his computer logged in, sitting right next to me, waiting to go. He's already finishing his breakfast off, I believe, as we speak. And, well, one more pick for the two teams. Templar Assassin actually going to make a resurgence. So it does sort of put us into that solo mid-Templar Assassin. Beastmaster maybe going into the offlane, or at least sort of looking to semi-jungle here. And it's a Mu TA. This is a hero that he can actually control the game with and have a decent impact in, and also beat a puck in that 1v1 matchup in the middle lane. Not necessarily something that Invictus Gaming are going to be prepared for. I think they're expecting more of an offlane to be picked up last and see Beastmaster go into that middle lane up against the puck here. But we'll see Beastmaster in the offlane, and that's something which Invictus Gaming can look to exploit, either by just completely zoning him out with some kind of a tri-lane, or they just put the lifestealer YYF there in that 1v1. I don't see YYF having much impact there, and holy crap, they pick up a YYF Troll as the last pick here. IG. We haven't seen Troll Warlord picked up much at all. Once? By like Ogura Yue or someone? I feel like this wasn't by a IG or LG.
I think IG did it, actually. They did offensive trialing with the Troll Warlord, and
they really like this offensive tri-lane kind of style, and they put Hao like safe lane 1v1 against a Beastmaster. Welcome back, by the way, Lumi.
Thank you. Which, by the way, breakfast most important meal by the day, so screw all y'all.
Showing up on time to a grand final.
Breakfast is not worth it.
Look, showing up on time to the grand finals of the SinaCup.
Yeah, grand final
also kind of worth it.
Grand final can wait. Gotta make sure that every.
Oh yeah, make sure open mic's on.
Whose account is this? This ain't the Luminous Inverse account.
This is the Double Gods account. I logged in. I saw you like still sleeping, so I just signed in my other account, and the admins were like, "What's going on? Why is there 2 gods in lobby?" I'm like, "It's all good. We got this covered."
Okay.
So we're both logged in as gods. This is like my Smurf account.
We do have it in under control.
Everything's good.
Are we sign out friends?
Yes. Don't worry, Lumi.
Because God's 2-inch penis will be inviting us to join as a friend. I think that one is specifically reserved for me.
I get some other interesting requests, especially based on my attire today. I'm looking not too professional, but Houston Rockets, man.
Okay. My hair is also holy shit. My hair might get better as the day progresses. Gotta look good.
Our casting might get better as the day progresses.
No, that thing stays shit throughout the whole day. Don't worry about it.
But we'll have a quick pause here to start things off to let us settle as far as what the drafts are going to be, and it really looks. Or do you alternatively see YYF like as a safe lane solo, or do you think it's the lifesteal almost guaranteed to be the safe lane solo?
Let me see. Let me kind of bring my head into it. I think your lifesteal can't really go on for some trialing simply because Alchemist stun will hit through rage. Yeah. It's a physical stun. The stun itself is magical. The damage itself is physical. So lifesteal in theory could still rage dodge a ton of the stuff that's coming out on the long lane, but it seems like he is not going to be capable of doing too much on the long lane. So I expect IG to go offensive trialing and make it. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say because at the same time you have SD Lestrak, who are heroes that you'd like to roam around the map with. And if you roam off the lane, Lifestealer is a hero that generally will survive any type of aggression. Whereas Troll Warlord, in theory, can with things like Poor Man's Shield and melee form with his +3 armor and 100 extra HP, but Berserker Rage, but still not as good as the Lifestealer. So it's hard to say what IG thinks, whether they think the Lifestealer is better off lane, but it's back to what you said. Hao likes to play solo 1v1 in a safe lane, so I think YYF is going to be part of the offensive tri lane, but again, it's very hard to say.
They'll put Hao there, and every now and then they'll even put Hao in the tri lane based on the heroes. Like we had YYF playing the Lifestealer in the 1v1 matchup, which was when Hao was he on the Gyrocopter?
Yeah.
Okay, because he was on the offensive tri lane. I couldn't remember what hero exactly that was on, but I definitely remember YYF being safe lane Lifestealer. But it's Hao this time on that Lifestealer. YYF going into that Troll, a hero he's, I guess, practiced a bit more, maybe a bit more confident in. Because taking the Lifesteal off YYF, man, I don't know. What's that about?
YYF Lifestealer is actually pretty legit.
YYF? He's got the best Lifesteal in the world.
The best Lifestealer?
Yes.
I don't know
Hands down.
about that.
Absolutely. I
Maybe
mean,
in China.
no, in the world. Look,
Okay.
I'm not even doing my Chinese praise here. I called Sing Sing better Kunker than any Chinese Kunker.
What a fanboy.
So, no one can play Lifestealer like this man, YYF. It's like his hero. He's mastered it.
Okay.
He knows every little trick. He's the Lifestealer Lord.
The Lifestealer Lord.
I know. I couldn't come up with anything more clever. It's too early. I guess the big question is, are you going to be a burden on me today, Lumi? I thought I was going to be the burden, because I casted 18 hours yesterday. I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, man, I'm wondering if Lumi will just be happy to solo cast this. I'm like, nah, I got this. It's grand finals. I said, I'm not going to be a burden today. And then Lumi's like,
I could solo cast this.
you got to show up to solo cast it. You wouldn't be in the lobby on time. They would have started without us.
Look at the game right now. Is it starting?
Yeah, look at your username.
You want to change
Yeah.
my username?
No,
I can
no,
change
no.
my username.
All right. TongFu though, they've got Beastmaster, so this is where Beastmaster's the big weak link in their laning setup, because you can't really, you can put him off lane. He's going to get beat by absolutely everyone. I feel he doesn't beat Lifestealer, doesn't beat Troll 1v1. Really zoned up by tri-lanes. This hero was they hit something TongFu picked up, and when they last picked TA, they basically accepted that Beastmaster's not going to could get completely crushed here, but he's just going to be important for them in the mid game. He's got the raw to deal with the Lifestealer, and to a lesser extent at this point the Troll Warlord.
Actually, if you next level this, if you get Templar Assassin in a 1v1 either against Troll or Lifestealer, that's actually good.
So you offlane the TA and Beastmaster mid?
Well, you have to absolutely be 100% confident to know exactly where the edge lanes are, because suddenly if you put a Beastmaster mid against a Puck, that's actually a favorable matchup for Beastmaster. But if you put a Templar Assassin offlane against a tri-lane, that shit is going south quick if it's an actual tri-lane. So we'll see if the TongFu squad's got balls and like want to shout 8 the hell out of this draft, which is pick badly and laying well.
I don't
Right?
think they're not really a team that will try and just out mind game their opponents with their lanes.
TongFu?
Generally speaking, yeah. Zhou's actually in the captaincy. He's the one doing the drafting as well as just I guess to some extent leading this team, and he's been playing pretty damn fantastic. I want to see another.
Let's be honest, it's Rubik that's playing well. It's CSMJ carrying this hell out of this team.
Look, I'd say if you tell me who are the two most impressive players on this team, Zhou would be in that list.
Okay.
If you ask me most impressive-
He's the second most impressive because CSMJ on top of the list.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
That was not.
Well, I
that was
did.
not the theoretical question I proposed.
That was the theoretical answer I gave, regardless of what you proposed.
All right. Well, ZSMJ's played fantastic Chen jungles. He's played Earthshaker yesterday,
Yes.
and he's shown a lot of versatility on this support role.
Plays Naga, Rubik,
Yeah.
Chen, as well as Earthshaker.
Well, we'll hop ourselves into this game as game one of this grand finals, best of 5, Chinese slug match, and we have not seen a lot of these slow Chinese racing wars. We've seen mostly 20-25 minute games here. We've had 1 or 2 longer games, which sort of
I'll be sorely disappointed if this best of 5 ends in like 2.5, 3 hours.
How long do you want it to go?
Because I woke 8. Come on, let's be real here. I thought you said you're ready. Are
What?
you really ready?
I'm ready for anything.
You're not ready if you're not ready to sit down here and
Look,
cast 8 hours of best of 5.
There's no
Chinese
We Play Dota 2. We've got 2 days off from We Play, so I'm like, yes.
Oh,
we've
we
got
do?
SinaCup. Yes.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
Yeah. You guys are like just not clued in. Like,
No,
you guys
I
are
just show up and I just basically cast. I
You
ain't
don't.
even-
You don't always show up.
No, I do. Sometimes.
We are going to see a rotation as not a rotation, a potential 5-on-5 clash.
Go through Faith. Find that disruption. It's
Got
going to be
it.
on Beastmaster.
Any
Splurf.
protection?
That's going to hit onto 1. But that's going to be it. The
two
stun's
hero
going to be
stun.
on Ferrari. No face there. No orbs out. He's going to try to defensively orb out. And he is going to survive just barely, though. Meanwhile, we're going to see a kill. Drew by TongFu Hao, and they're going to be on the run thinking they're happy with that kill. Soul Shine is going to come through, but that's 2-man Splurf as well. Oh my goodness, it's going to be IG dominating so far, but Faith drawing low. Faith is going to be dead as well. Moose now fighting through as well. Shansheng dropping low. Oh my god, it's just a carnage
Ooh, that
in the
lit
Radiant
from
jungle.
DSMJ
But
getting multiple heroes.
these range melee range access
He
is
just
going to
keeps
get.
on slowing.
Oh,
Slow after slow coming in. Moo can be the only survivor with the level 1 refract, but 4 for 2 for IG.
looking pretty
This
good.
is Lumi. Our 8 hours of Chinese Dota right now is not going to happen. I tell you that right now. We are looking at, even if this goes 5 series, we're looking at 5 20-25 minute games of just constant Russian Dota. It feels like.
Well, you know, I feel like value is not being gained right here because We gotta start casting some Chinese Dota, and if it ends in 25 minutes, I'd rather be sleeping right now. Let's be real.
All right.
No, I'd rather not be sleeping. That was a joke. Sentry's gonna come out here. Unfortunately, gotta get them D-ward going. Of course, with this amazing start that we had, IG.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's actually look over who's got the kills because that quite matters. Oh, maybe not.
They're split all around. Alchemist going for another stun here in the Radiant
If
jungle.
Alchemist stuns himself, game is done. Dunzo. Well, actually, Faith being chased away here by the 2 support. Spliff is going to miss here, and Faith is going to die as a result. We do have YY coming back in, but can they do enough damage to get the kill? Second stun is going to come through right now. The stun is going to go on YYF instead. Can they actually turn around range access forms? No range access from YYF.
Lift in 3
if
seconds.
Banana got the kill, man, game would have been extremely difficult for TongFu.
The split Earth missing.
The Splurf.
Splurf.
The Splurf has been missed. Faith's got 0-2. Everybody else basically got a kill. I'm not sure who got the first blood because it was so chaotic, but I assume it was IG advantage. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, IG 4-2, and that was so close to that was like one of those really 50-50 level 1 fights. IG just narrowly outmaneuvering their opponents there. Puck getting an orb out right before he died, and a couple of small things that went differently. If Alchemist got off a second stun in that fight, Zhou was channeling it right when he died. And the split earths were amazing. He hit multiple heroes without even a setup banana. Those in the level 1 fight. While he misses that one with the disruption, he hit all the hard ones that mattered in that level 1 fight.
Yeah, of course, they were all clumped up, and I think the Alchemist stun even hit 2 or 3 people at one time as well from Zhou. So I think that's where Troll Warlord kind of shined through with his range slow. It wasn't a spammable one, but he still got 2 off in the same team fight. So it just shows you how kind of awkward and how long that
I haven't seen a good level 1 fight in a while, and that was a good level 1 fight.
It wasn't even. A good level 1 fight, you have both teams.
Like 4-for-4 trade or something?
4-for-4, yeah, something like that.
It was close to even. Like, even though it was 4-for-2, I still feel like...
Oh, yeah, it definitely could
neither team. It wasn't like a just one-sided fight. Both teams just held their ground and said, we're fighting. We're committing to this. We're not running. And it was a 4-for-2, and Puck got down to like 20 HP when he salved up. He's actually gone mid lane and has no HP regen left with his Tango salve used, although he's got a bottle, he's bottle crowing, so he's not going to have too much of a problem against Mu. Speaking of matchups and players, we can introduce our 2 teams, which we haven't done. We're going to have now the reports. On the TongFu side, the Radiant team, XCT is going to be playing the offlane Beastmaster. He's in a 1v1 matchup against the Lifesteal, not going to be too favorable for him. Mu's on the solo mid Templar Assassin, one of his kind of trademark heroes. And the trial lane, Zhou on Alchemist, Sansheng on Visage, and ZSMJ on that Rubik.
Alright, here for IG, looking pretty strong yesterday, cruising to the winner bracket final. Faith is going to be playing your Shadow Demon. We have Banana playing the Leshrac. YYF is going to be on the Troll Warlord. Back in the mid lane, it's going to be 430 on the Puck. Last but not least, on the top, it's going to be Hao. Recent carry addition here for the team. It's going to be playing Lifestealer. So we were kind of saying this Beastmaster matchup is going to tank here for TongFu, and I actually think it's going to be not as bad as we think. Once he gets access into Call of the Wild level 2, that boar is going to help out significantly. And at the beginning, he's still working with 5 base damage, or base armor, excuse me, as well as the Sail Shield on top. So that should kind of tie him over with all the physical harass.
It depends a bit on his item build. Like if he can get if he probably goes for the bottle if he can bottle crow a little bit. But TA at the mid lane is going to be wanting to bottle crow on his own team. So I think it's still hard regardless because he doesn't have the mana to use axes ever really again in this lane unless he brings a bottle. But then how's he going to access? Maybe he goes for runes.
He's only got level 1 access. I think he's looking to use the range of that board to kind of control the lane. Again, it's not he's not going to win the lane because of it, but I don't think he's going to lose it as badly as we gave it credit for. Because we thought, oh, melee hero versus a lifestealer. Lifestealer is going to have a free farm lane. He's going to lifesteal his way to keep full HP and harass a Hollow Beastmaster. Beastmaster actually could hold his own, I think.
Looking at the middle lane, this is a very TA favored matchup. The TA versus Puck. TA just has such a big last hitting advantage here, but Ferrari's been helped out with the early kills. I'm curious who actually got the first blood, because that's as far as that first fight goes, that's where the most of that gold's going to come in.
All right,
the gold graph doesn't show kills because they happen before the 0-minute mark. It looks like.
Oh, Volvo.
We don't.
How did I see? How did I know?
I don't know. You can try piece it together by who's got a ton of gold. Maybe looks like I don't know. YYF has a kill.
You know what? They need to really add a scrolling function of
for
this.
when you can so you can see all the actions, not just the scrolling chat.
And more importantly, can we take out somebody has witnessed a multi-kill, at least for casters, at least for pressing enter, to go check? Because after a team fight, I don't really need to know that Lumi's 2-inch penis has picked up a gift for witnessing a multi-kill.
The hidden ones grin.
Yeah. 430 getting zoned away from the creep wave.
Well, 430 is just going to do his best to probably just orb down and get as much gold as he can out of this middle lane. I don't think it's going to be a case of he can win the lane or even come close on CS, but Puck's just a hero you need levels more than farm. I guess at the same time they could have worry about not shutting down Moo.
Yeah, I mean he wants farm as well. Let's be honest here. He wants that quick blink dagger, but you can't really ask for too much against the Templar Assassin on the mid lane pool. I mean he's not doing horrible at. At the same time he is down by 8 denies and like 6 CS I think. So he's gonna look towards his other lanes and the fact that IG had a good start in the beginning to kind of tie things over. TongFu Zhou is gonna be picking up himself a magic stick, I imagine. Yes, there we go. Magic Stick is the item again. In fact, here we go. We're going to see Initiation, the Splurf. That's going to be on top of Zhou. Zhou down to about half HP immediately. The Sun's going to come through, but YYF, he doesn't really care. Can we have more nukes? It's the ESMJ. Just through the sheer AoE of this trialing harass. Not going to get the kill. Shanshan dropping no. The Splurf is going to hit on that one. And
yeah.
Well, you talk about
ZSMJ dived like right into the fray there just to get a lift on the left track to stop the disruption into Split Earth, but it seemed,
too slow.
I think the better target for the telekinesis was just YYF there, and there's going to be another disruption. Stun to follow, Zhou in all sorts of trouble. Whirling Axes do a ton of burst damage as well, and they pick up another kill on this offensive trial, and then you've got to just use the telekinesis on YYF, because if you throw him back, maybe it gets the Split Earth chain stun off, but you stun the 2 supports with the telekinesis. You also slow down YYF doing any damage, so I feel like running past YYF to just drop a telekinesis on the left track on Banana is not the right way to play it.
Yeah, right now we have Shanshan kind of stranded behind this tier 1 tower. I'm surprised that the dive isn't happening just yet. Banana is out of mana for another Split Earth, and that's why they're not going for it. Despite, I guess, maybe ZSMJ perhaps a little bit out of position or out of sequence in terms of the spell usage, you gotta just marvel at the power of this offensive trialing. Shadow Demon and Leshrac already a ton of burst damage output, but even add a Troll Warlord on top. When you toggle melee and range whirling access, you're dealing like extra 200-300 magical damage right with a level 2 nuke. So this trialing is looking insanely scary, and looks like he's gonna be adding it to a face boot on YYF.
Yeah, the last ban was on Mirana, because I think they were expecting, they knew that this is the IG playstyle, go these offensive trials. So like, what's going to go with the Shadow Demon Leshrac? And they think Mirana, but Troll has a lot more firepower and just survivability than a Mirana. I feel like this Troll pick actually works out better in the trialing than a Mirana would have.
Yeah, it works a lot better in the mid game as well against a physical kind of team that could physically survive. Look, meanwhile, top lane here, XTD dropping low. He's going to be salving and bottom up right now. Infest is going to cancel it, and he's still going. The phase boot will apply the slow. Well, not slow necessary. Orb of Venom also helped out in that engagement as well, but TongFu finding that solo kill, and the boar is just not really helping out.
Yeah, he was actually, last time I looked at top lane, he was just straight up killing the boar, and he does so in 4 right clicks, so this is not an easy matchup for Beastmaster. It does get killed out there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they've gone in again. We're going to lose one. The Rubik is the first of all. They're trying to get the return kill on YYF here. They're going to need a soul assumption for him, but it looks like we're not going to see it. Leshrac misses a stun, and that's going to be the death of him. Well, 1-for-1 trade, but it's still IG who are just leading the aggression and deciding how this bottom lane pans out.
I wonder how this trialing would have went without that first level 1 engagement, because you are still offensive trialing against Visage, Alchemist, and Rubik, which is a fairly good defensive trialing that somehow could randomly pick up a kill or two because they have soul assumption in the lane. Yep. At the same time, IG is dominating right now. That engagement, not exactly what they're looking for, but here we go. We're going to see a range stun coming through. Mu, though, I mean, his refraction is being burned away. Yes, in fact, his refraction is going to be burned away. We're going to see Whirling Axes coming in. Mu's going to get picked off here.
He got really cocky there going for that rune. He tried to just turn around and hold his ground, thinking it was a Shadow Demon, maybe a Troll, but Puck was rotating, as was Leshrac, bringing in the 4 heroes to shut down, well, just to get your first kill on the solo mid-Templar Assassin. Well worth it for IG.
I mean, his CS is so dominating the hell out of our Puck, but yeah, I think because of the level 1 engagement, the fact that he just gave away a kill to the Puck on the mid lane, I think this lane is a lot more even now. I
think TongFu in a bit of trouble now because of a death like that, as all of a sudden the one hero who seems to be doing quite well gets killed. They've lost heroes in every single lane recently, with Beastmaster dying solo, Puck now getting caught out to multiple heroes in the river, and this tri lane, well, they've just been giving away kills left, right, and center.
Oh, they're going to try to get a couple of last hits here.
Centaur gets it.
Barely not getting last hit, but Faith doing a good job of getting the other ones. And now he's Well, he's fairly rich as a sport. In fact, everybody is rich on IG. When you see how looks like Disruption's gonna fly through. Looks like the Soul Catcher didn't hit though. It doesn't matter. A 2-man stun's gonna come through. Here comes the Templar Assassin with Trap available. Trap is gonna get a slow one, and you do want to go on Banana. Banana's gonna get Mel Strike. There's a double damage as well, but a 60% miss chance here. Moose missing his attack. That's the second attack being missed. We do have Ferrari back in the team fight as well. Moose on the run. He's got Mel. He's got Bottle. He could have Tango as well.
There's Coil in 3 seconds.
Oh, that's a 2-man stun, and Moo thinking about going back into Trap, slowing them down as well. Shansheng out of mana completely already. YYF dropping low as well. The Mel Strike, the Magic Stick gonna bring him back to a decent amount of HP, and that should be it. No, the Bird's gonna actually help with the traps. The Dream Code's gonna come down here. They're gonna get one more kill. Very good chasing power coming out. ZSMG's gonna get a lift as well. They're gonna go for the 430 puck. 430 is gonna work forward. Another stun's gonna come through from Joe, but Joe actually self-stuns here.
Yeah, need to put that trap in the trees and maybe look for Banana. Moo's still chasing. He wants Ferrari. He also wants his top rune. There's an invis rune up top. Moo's not going to get there in time, it looks like. He puts the trap down. Can he actually burst him down? He does!
Fade
What
time.
a play from Moo. The fade time working against Ferrari on the middle lane. And Moo may just kill Banana as well. Has he got a meld? No, he doesn't. And he's actually burning down through HP too fast here. He's got a refract. Not going to use it in time. How rotating at the last second. Probably was actually being needed there. Moo was just about to have refract meld and just maybe blow up Banana. That was not going to be a fun trade for Banana, but how luckily in the right place.
Normally say refract not too good against a spell like a Diabolic Edict, but Diabolic Edict was probably ending very soon because he was chasing with it for quite a long time. So kudos to Hal for making that rotation and making sure that they get the kill. But that was a pretty good fight for TongFu, considering that Templar Assassin, even though he died a second time, because they were able to chase for many kills. I think Puck died eventually, YYF's Troll Warlord died, and they were able to snipe off a support or two in the process. Eventually, they lost the Templar Assassin, but I think Templar Assassin made a lot of assist kills to kind of make it worth it. So TongFu kind of scratching their way back despite having a very, very weak start.
And Visage gets up to level 6 really early and fast. He actually was like getting 1 or 2 solo XP for kills at bottom lane and hit level 5 really fast. He's now hit level 6.5. This is... If he gets level 7 with level 4 Soul Assumption and Birds up at just 10 minutes in, this is not where your support Visage normally hits this like around 14, 15 minutes. So this is going to be a fantastic hero for TongFu in the mid game, which is going to be essential for them against this aggressive IG lineup.
Yeah, in a game where you have kind of random crazy team fights like these, where sometimes you're the last support surviving and you get 2 kills as a result. I mean, look at this. We have a level 6 Visage and a level 6 Latrak on both sides. Now, having a level 6 Latrak is a lot less impressive. He is actually leveling up his stun here, Split Earth. He's been landing quite a them, and it does a ton of damage, but do you ask yourself, do you want Max Lightning? Do you want Max Edict instead? Well, so far, he's taking up the stun instead.
Alright, well, the 2 supports have smoked up. They're going to look for Joe here. He's in rage form now. Actually, Shadow Demon, the smoke wears off, so they reveal themselves here. The Radiant Observer in lane is going to sort of slow down any aggression, at least as far as knowing what's coming. And, well, Sansheng, he's now hit level 7, so he should be looking to back up Joe at this bottom lane. Maybe look to use him as bait, although as soon as his rage wears off, he suddenly becomes a whole lot squishier.
Yeah, we're going to see Zia Sansheng slowly rotating as well.
Beastmaster comes bottom as well.
So will be RYF. But unfortunately, Beastmaster got scouted by these melee creeps.
Well, he walked in after... He TP'd in the trees and then kind of just walked in there. I imagine completely unintended. You want to try and keep that TP as secret as possible, but both teams look like we could just be breaking out to a 4-on-4 and probably 5-on-5 with the 2 top heroes TPing in very, very soon here at bottom.
I'm not sure if Aijun wants to take this fight, and Faith's got to be very careful how he uses that disrupt. Whoever gets Roar has to be disrupted, and Banana, yep, he is going to get disrupted right now, but that 2-man stun with the Acid Spray debuff on top. It's looking pretty bad here. Faith is dropping low. He's going to get brought down as well. Is that a 4 for nothing? Yes, it was, and I mean... XCT making that TP with the fact that he has Beastmaster Roar is the reason that you don't want to access the team fight. I thought maybe disrupting a stun coming in was good enough, but when Alchemist lands a 2-man stun and the Acid Spray on top.
Both teams knew how important that fight was, bringing their entire team, the heroes at the top lane, the Lifestealer TPing as well, Moo TPing in, and TongFu winning that just puts them back on equal terms and even maybe ahead after this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, Hao TP, so he's going to have to self himself back up here. Maybe he's going to infest into one of these melee creeps and initiate like that, but I think he might use that infest as a defensive measurement tool. But so far, TongFu won basically 2 team fights in a row. Yep. We do have infest, I think, coming into the pocket. Ferrari looking for some blood. He sees Moo, but Moo's got meld interaction. Not anymore, because here comes a Sentry Ward. Moo is trying to fight his way out of there. Trap's going to get used. The Splurf, I'm not sure whether it needs to be landed, because the damage output is absolutely insane. Yeah, there you go. Puck's going to pick up that kill. Very nicely done.
Yeah, he saves his double damage when deciding not to use it, which could actually help out Mu once he respawns if there is a fight on this bottom lane. And right now, IG get their first tower of the game.
Fight.
Oh, Sansheng caught out by the Split Earth, and now Hao is just going to go to town. The Familiar Sun not going to matter when he's in range form. As Sansheng,
Grave Chill.
he's pretty fast with that Grave Chill, and that's ends the dominating streak of the Visage. So a lot of gold goes to Hao for that kill.
Ooh, the bird's barely making out there. So we're going to see IG also taking a tier 1 tower during that fight with Troll Warlord Battle Trans. So all things looking pretty good. IG winning these early game fights is a huge concern for TongFu, considering the fact that they are somewhat snowball based when you play things like Templar Assassin. And imagine Zoe's going for something like a Shadow Blade. They also have to worry that once they start losing too many more engagements, IG could easily take the Roshan with Battle Trans active. So that's something to be keeping in the back of their mind down the road.
Yeah, well, we'll see where IG look to go next. I think they just want to keep on applying pressure early again. That one bad fight for them came as Lifestealer TP'd in after the fight had already been lost. And Lifestealer really needs to be there at the start in the front lines. Either just, if he's not tanking spells, they have the TongFu team have to run past him to throw these spells, which means he's doing a ton of physical damage to anyone that tries to run past. So if he's at fights, it goes completely different. He can't just be TPing in and showing up like a Weaver does to clean up. He needs to be there from the get-go.
Well, he's going to be there from get-go now with the Puck Blink Dagger, bring him into the fray. Here we go, TongFu looking for a huge smoke gank behind. And they're waiting for them to actually kind of commit a little bit on Mu and then maybe make for the dive. They see YYF. I don't think you could dive him like that. YYF is a fairly tanky hero. Well, now level 2 on his passive.
Well, we're going to see TongFu just decide to clear off some neutrals here instead. Maybe going to look to pressure top lane, but pushing towers at this point with a Puck Blink Dagger. The Lifestealer Infest you talk about is going to be a rough time. Armlet up on Lifestealer as well, so he's going to have a lot more survivability and damage output in these fights as well.
Yeah, but they have to be there, which so far that Puck is not there to defend that top lane. So we're going to see Mu again going for another rune. He's going to try to TP out of this one. Well, we'll be successful.
Smart play from him, straight at TPing there before Lestrak or anyone else can come into the lane. He TP'd home though, maybe he should have tried to TP to it, either TP mid or just TP to that top tier 1 so he could help out. But I think it was just like, oh, maybe I'm going to take a ton of damage here. Let's just TP straight home. And they're going to trade tier 1 towers, it looks like. IG going for the mid tier 1, while TongFu are going to definitely get this top tier 1 tower. Maybe if they want to contest this mid tower, they're going to do just that.
In fact, they're going to all TP, and here comes Mu, Invis up. They're going to try to get this tower, but here comes the stun being channeled. The SMG dropping a Fable. It's all on the run here.
Oh, Zhou's not going to catch up for the stun.
Well, House by himself, he thinks he's going to be initiating, but there is an invisible Templar Assassin kind of just tracking him out. The birds are coming in. That's going to be one stun. The second stun's going to come through as well. Melt Strike minus armor.
They've got the Sentry Ward now in the lane, so Mu's going to be spotted doing anything here. And if they actually roll the Lifestealer there with some meld attacks, could have maybe looked to bring him down, but it's very risky. There's a Puck Blink initiation, so I think it's just a low percentage play.
And Mu is hanging out in the foreground here. He'll be easily brought down. He's got to be very... He hasn't, to me, respected the lockdown power of IG or the burst damage of IG and has died as a result a couple of times, but yeah, should be very, very careful.
I like the build he's going for, it's like the mobility build, not going for the blink, but going for like your phase, drums, Yasha, Mantisar, whatever it is, just these items which help you survive and just be a bit more mobile in these fights. But we're going to see an infested Puck smoke gank going towards the bottom lane, and this is, Zhou does not sniff anyone out, he's going to walk right into it. Yeah,
Zhou, I mean, he thought most of the attention was in mid lane, and it looked like that for quite a bit, but now we're going to see a little bit of initiation back in the mid lane. Mu going for the kill. The Melt Strike's going to hit, but there's just no follow-up.
They saved Coil, though, so they've still got this Coil if they want to use this for this middle lane. Hasterin even picked up by Ferrari.
They want to use Coil. Here comes Ferrari. He's jumping back in. Trap slowing them down. Here, 430.
They need to abandon this tower. They can't defend this tower.
Yeah, that's going to be silenced onto 2. The Coil is going to be dropped. It's only going to be 1, and 430 gets lifted, and he's going to get Sven back. No, he's going to orb down. An XTT dropping low that's going to be brought down very quickly. And now TongFu, Mu's going to get focused. Mu's going to go down very quickly as well. The focus by with Battle Trance is absolutely scary. That's 2 kill. The tier 1's going to go down, and there's no defense whatsoever here.
Yeah, Ferrari doing a great job of phase shifting Solar Summons. I think he actually phase shifted 2 Solar Summons in a row. We're going to see Zhou get stunned in the middle lane. The Split Earth has just been picture perfect here as YYF and Hao get another kill on the Alchemist.
That's Roche.
2 deaths in a row. Zhou, he's 2-4 all of a sudden, and IG, like you say, can go straight for Roshan. They're very low here. They haven't got the best Roshan lineup.
They got Battle Trance. That's
it's
enough.
not bad, but they haven't got the best actual damage output or even anything to tank it, like no tree and nothing to actually be on the front lines tanking it up.
Battle Trance.
Look how low they are, man. This is not Roche. I'll
This
tell you
is
that right
Roche.
now.
I'm telling you, Roche would be dead by now.
No.
Troll Warlord Dota. I'm gonna toggle Roche easy. Come on.
Well,
Hope no RNG bashes. Nah, yeah, Roche would have been a little bit very greedy because you don't really know whether they have Templar Assassin traps.
there's Hawk and Hawk traps. So
like,
much to
it could
scout
go
you out.
really wrong.
I just don't think it would have been that efficient either, because it would have taken them too long to kill when they can just split farm neutrals, push out lanes. I think it was actually
No, you underestimate the power of Battle Trance and the ability to break Lincolns and open wounds for a little bit region. But Ferrari's now stuck.
Well,
In the tree.
TongFu want to go for a counter T1 tower. There's an Infest somewhere. It's Infest into the puck, and puck is TPing right in.
To the tier 2.
Okay.
And smartly, the Radiant team will back up.
Yeah, TongFu just can't take fights right now, it feels like.
I wonder when can TongFu ever take fights, because I don't think it gets any better than this.
Yeah.
Alchemist, he needs Shadow Blade, he needs BKB, he needs Assault Keras before he could even take any fights. But the problem is, where the hell is he going to get all that farm? I guess,
The one stage where they're going to be a bit stronger is when they get the mech up on the Beastmaster, and
which they are nowhere near.
they're not that close, but it'll come up around the same time as maybe this Zhou Shadow Blade. But we're seeing them as soon as they show themselves on the map. Puck, Lifestealer, Genki Sword goes searching.
Yeah. I think XCT is actually going to go for Medallion Courage, and look at how fast Roshan's dropping. You tell me they can't do this.
Look, they can do this. They're full HP, they're full mana. They also
They
just
didn't even lose any HP.
They didn't
the
have
HP bar is like...
they didn't have Medallion before. They only just got this Medallion, so this was a much more efficient Roshan than the other timing where you suggested they go Roshan Lumi. Oh, Puck's found out move at the mid lane. Immediate
He's back out
TP.
here. XCT need to get the hell out of there. XCT's gonna get slowed down. He's gonna drop his roar. He's gonna, or at least try to. The coil's gonna get dropped on 5, but they're gonna just run all out of that coil. ZSMJ melts. This reminds me of the IG of where they just run in, kill shit,
Yeah,
and kill
IG
more
face
shit.
rush.
Yeah,
The like Bounty Hunter, Sven, and Night Stalker type drafts.
yeah. I think Pro Warlord's a hero that fits perfectly in this draft because he's very tanky in the front line, has a lot of disables, and he's a hero that gives everybody some damage so they could jungle Roshan efficiently, or take Roshan efficiently.
Alright, well, BKB now up on the Troll Warlord. Hal's got himself almost finished Sanjin Yasha as well, so that's when the face rush really, truly becomes hard to deal with, and YYF has got a ton of farm on himself. He's back at this bottom lane, killing off a nice pile of neutrals, and things looking very grim all of a sudden for TongFu.
Again, you ask yourself, when can they actually start taking these team fights? And I don't really have a good answer. I think it really depends on the item of Joe, but more importantly, your supports need item as well. ZSMJ needs that 4-staff. He needs it very badly. XTT looking for Medallion. I think he needs flats. We also need drums on the team. Shansheng needs to finish that mech. They need so much stuff.
It's not actually Beastmaster going mech. It looks like Beastmaster maybe a Medallion with his chainmail, but yeah, Visage needs that mech up as soon as possible. And even then, I don't think it's going to be enough to just survive against IG.
We have the Hawk checking things out right now. The Hawk is smoked, so they will see 430 trying to blink in.
If they can get a roar or anything on him and just kill him off really fast, maybe that's the one here they need to try and jump in if they want to stand a chance. I love that from Ferrari. He just blinks to the high ground, expecting them to maybe be there, especially after the Hawk was spotted there.
I think actually 430, if he jumps in, Raining Rift, and then coil and dies immediately, he has done his job.
Oh, yeah.
Because his job is to actually bring Hao into that team fight.
It's more if he dies, like if he gets lifted or roared before he can get off the silence.
Yeah, I don't think the lift range is, or the roar range in fact, is long enough for him to get caught like that. So I think they don't have an answer for 430 right now.
Well, they're going to look to start pushing down this top lane now. They've taken both the middle towers, and with an Aegis on their side, IG, they don't want to let go of this pressure. They just want to keep on taking it to TongFu, not give them the space they need to get any of these future items. They're all expecting the Shadow Blade on Joe any second now, which he's going to have for the next fight, but I imagine there's going to be Sentry Ward. No Sentry Wards. They've got just Dust for the time being. They've had Sentry Wards in the past fights because of the Templar Assassin, so there'll be more Sentry Wards, probably even a gem being picked up fairly soon.
If you look at the kind of insane amount of sentries they threw in their own jungle to make sure that there's no war, so a concentration of dewarding coming out to make sure that there is map hacks for TongFu's side.
Well, Joe is going to have his Shadow Blade up now. Roshan, the Aegis being reclaimed in 3 minutes, so definitely look towards IG, at least using this Aegis in some context, whether it's just to sort of force out fights, maybe take to some towers and siege the TongFu base. Looks like bottom lane they are looking to sort of group up here. drop down an observer ward, and they've got 4 or 5 heroes. Everyone's located at this bottom lane, so there's going to be at least a tier 2 tower push. Maybe they even start thinking about pushing to the high ground. Only 2 points in the Edict, but with Battle Trance, with the Lifestealer physical damage, with the initiation coming from a Ferrari puck, they can at least break out in a fight in the enemy base and probably feel pretty confident that they can win it.
Yeah, now, if you look at Ferrari, he's got himself a Ghost Scepter on the front line, so he's going to blink in, drop his spells, drop the Ghost, and just be absolutely fine. Battle Trance is going to make short work of this particular tower, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, do they keep pushing?
I don't think you do. I think you could just roll top and take those 2 towers as well.
Yep.
You don't need to take an unnecessary risk going into high ground, which is a very, very difficult push. When there's other easier towers up for grabs. But for now, they're saying, let's actually poke ahead and see if we can find anybody. If they find 2-man kill here, that could be just a wreck.
Yeah, they can just... Puck can just straight up blink past this tower and find an opening if should he see one that presents
Battle
itself.
Trance, look at the damage on this tower. Oh my
Well,
god.
they definitely can keep on pushing. Lifestealer combined with Troll Warlord and the Edict there just doing a ton of work to that tower.
Well,
Lifestealer is it back? It's back up. So
it's back up. He's been inside a puck for like
it seems like they're happy that just with the damage they've done, they're going to back off for the time being. And with that amount of damage, TongFu's saying like, oh god, we can't just go try and farm efficiently outside our base. We've got to stick here as 5 in case TongFu just jump us.
Yeah, they made out go because I think they realized not all 5 members of TongFu was in the base. They caught a sneak peek of Joe up on the top lane farming away, so just knowing the fact that they didn't have 5 heroes allowed them to walk up there and just do work, and that's scary thought. Meanwhile, this Observer has been doing heavy lifting duty. First sniffing out a rotation coming from the river, and then now the rotation going to the mid lane.
Well, for 430's found Joe. Is there dust?
That.
Is there sentries? Yes, there is. The Dire Observer Ward also doing some work. Just the first kill it's secured, but there's an immediate sentry ward and D ward going onto that cliff. But they've lost Joe now. This is going to be this bottom tier 3 tower. Potentially Rax is taking a fall. Sancheng's got his mech here, but that may not help him. He needs to pop it soon if he wants to stay alive. Hao's just going to go in at this bottom lane, but he's going to get roared up under the tower. He's got no ages. He ends his wicked 6 streak, and that's 700 gold going the way of Templar Assassin.
The sun is going to come from Banana as well. Faith couldn't get the disruption off because he was magically immune.
They chased
Thanks
this.
to the rage. In fact, they will chase this. YYF coming back in. That's a 3-man stun here. Faith is going to get brought down. So will Banana. And YYF is going to come right back, and he's going to be to his own demise as well, trying to fight his way out of there. But he's not going to just 4v1.
Lifestealer bought back and TP'd bottom, thinking, hey, look, a fight's breaking out. Let's try and get there in time. But he wasn't even close to getting there. That fight just went horribly south for IG. They did not stand a chance.
Yeah, that was a huge, huge mistake. They're still leading by 10,000 gold at the end of the day, but that's where you look at IG. It's like,
That's one of those games where even if they win this game, and they'll look back on this and be like, that was so stupid. Like, that's the kind of mistake which will just throw you a game which you should have won. So I think win or lose this game, IG will be really disappointed about that decision making there.
Yeah, it's like one of those games in pub where you do so well and then you just dive to tier 3 and suddenly you lose your entire team. You're like, why do we do that again? Well, I think perhaps IG is having that moment right now.
Ben Merlini would be happy to go to Boots of Travel, being picked up very early on the puck.
Might as well.
Yeah.
You're rich as hell.
You can, well, it helps a Lifestealer TP anywhere on the map as well, because he's often infested in puck, so if puck can find a pickoff in any lane, just using the Boots of Travel. Like, they show 4 or 5 heroes in one lane, so Alchemist's like, oh, it's safe to push this other lane, but nope.
I just want to kind of stress on how well 430 has been playing this game. Keep in mind that he was dominated in the lane where he was falling behind about 10 plus denies and 10 plus CS to the Templar Assassin. Still got a decent time Blink Dagger because of the freaking fight that he was participating in. And also keep in mind he's trying to initiate with a Blink Dagger against a Hawk as well as multiple Templar traps, which in theory should have sight over him all the time. But he's still finding these jumps on, for example, Joe earlier. He's finding these jumps on team fights whenever he can. So 430 is playing very, very well despite all of the kind of disadvantage stacked against him. And it looks like we are going to see these tier 1 tower push. No reason to really commit to a base siege just yet when you basically have 3,000 gold, 2,500 gold freely being waited for it. I don't think a battle transfer is even necessary.
They'll probably even wait for an ages before they try siege the high ground, go for these tier 3 towers again, especially after that last fight and how it went. But they're going to have a Sanjin Yasha now up on the Hao Lifestealer. YYF with this armlet's going to give him a lot more survivability if he can toggle that in fights. And they're not even going to go for this tier 2 tower. So that last fight was a bit of a wake-up call for them. They don't want to make any more misplays like that. Otherwise, this game will quickly sort of no longer be in their control.
Yeah, I think if they really want to take a fight, they could just stand in front, pop the battle trance, and if a fight breaks out, they have things like BKB as well as Rage, defensive disruptions. If they can't pop those BKB or Rage, I think IG could have easily taken that fight, but just taking it slow, making sure perhaps waiting for the next Aegis, like you said. There's a BKB now up on the Templar Assassin. I don't think that's a cause for concern just yet, because battle trends laugh at your BKB.
Yeah.
They will just right-click you down. But at the same time, an item is item coming out from TongFu.
It gives him a way of dealing with the support disables when whoever he's going for, whoever he's going for. Because right now, if he goes in, he's like, well, I can do some decent damage, but he gets disrupted, he gets less strike stunned, he gets puck coiled, silenced. But with the BKB, at least he can do reliable damage. But at the same time, he can't just straight on man fight against the Lifestealer or against this Troll Warlord.
I mean, Lestrak and Shadow Demon could just, in their right-click him with Battle Trance bonus and still do a sizable chunk. If you look at the net worth here, YYF as well as How is just leading the pack, and it's by a mile. In fact, the next highest is Mu with this BKB, but really, BKB Templar Assassin is okay, only if they don't have enough physical damage to deal with you, which is definitely not the case this game.
And Alchemist sitting at number 5 on net worth. That is a very underfarmed, poor Alchemist. He's working towards his own BKB. He had a tough time against the offensive trialing, and really just IG focusing a lot of efforts into killing him whenever possible.
Yeah. Again, I think TongFu is still okay. They're under a ton of pressure, but they're actually doing a very good job traveling as a pack, moving away from their base. If you just turtle in your base, I mean, IG is going to come knocking. They're going to win a team fight at your base and then just win the game. But because they're so far moving away from their base and just, for example, at the bot lane right now, pushing very far out, eventually IG is going to have to come back here and defend that lane.
Alright, well, Roshan respawning just now, so I imagine we see IG go right in here. They've not really a whole lot stopping them, although maybe TongFu, they've smoked up. They want to take a fight. Oh, XCT gets scouted out from the low ground, but the roar is off. They get just a Shadow Demon here with this. Alchemist, he's going to channel a stun here. Not going to find anyone, although IG not going to try and pounce on it. They're actually going to go for Roshan here. With all the minus armor, they can bring down Roshan really fast. It's a matter of how fast can IG react. Yeah,
IG's going to run through that Acid Cloud. That's going to be annoying for the puck to deal against well. But look, the stun's going to come from Banana. BKB going to get forced out. Where's the bash coming out from TongFu? Or How's going to be coming right in. ZSMJ popping his BKB, trying to right-click through. That's a 2-3-man coil. YOF going to work. The Pulse Nova on the back line here, but not enough damage output here. Banana dropping low and dropping quick here. Joe dropping low himself, but he's going to survive. The sun's going to fly through. 430 is going to be okay as well. Pulse Nova's damage still coming through, and YY coming back in. Armor Toggle for all it's worth. He's going to get burst down from Mu as well. He's doing a ton of burst damage. Force that forward from ZSMJ. He blinks back out. The team fight is won here for TongFu.
You have a long team fight like that, and Soul Assumption. I shot a good 5, 6, 7 Soul Assumptions, and it just did incredible damage. They are going to now find themselves under attack here. Shadow Demon's back. He's going to purge off Mu. Mu's now being chased down, but he's quite mobile here. He does get brought down, as does Sancheng. Immediate buyback coming out from the IG squad. Lestrak buys back as well, following multiple of his teammates buyback. And it looks like they want to try and take this Roshan. It was a big risk by TongFu. I feel like it almost paid off. They didn't lose that fight, but they didn't win it hard enough.
Yeah, they didn't win it hard enough. That's the big thing here. Also, critically, Lifestealer bought back in the previous team fight, so he didn't have his buyback in this one. I think 3, 4, 5 players bought back in total in this game, and IG would like to win a team fight and get the Roshan kill themselves. They do have Battle Trance, they do have Medallion Courage, but I'm not sure whether without Lifestealer they could make that kind of dangerous engagement. They also really need another deeper Sentry Ward, because there you go, there's a Sentry being dropped here by Faith.
With Mu dead, it looks like TongFu are just going to have to give this Roshan up, which is unfortunate because they really want to have a contestation over that. But not going to be the case here. Dire, they pick up the Aegis, go straight onto How on that Lifestealer, and, well, middle lane. Bit of engagement breaks. XCT in some trouble here. He's going to be kept alive, and they actually bring down Shadow Demon once again. So Faith put out of position once more and gives away another kill for TongFu.
Yeah, I think he was chasing very deeply with 430, and 430 he's like, this doesn't look too good. I'm going to orb out, and Faith unfortunately does not have something to jaunt to himself. I think both of us were expecting IG to have a ton of physical damage, but that team fight kind of showed us that TongFu, if you have the correct focus fire, they do have a ton of damage themselves as well. They were able to melt How, like basically instantly through some very, very good focus fire of Melt Strikes, Beastmaster Roars, and just simply right clicks. But Joe, he can't get picked off here. He cannot get picked off here.
No.
He's basically their only hope.
He's caught out. They've got the vision of him as well. He gets brought down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not looking good.
Yeah. He's just brought back in that last fight as well, so We can see, we should look to see IG follow this up, push down this top tier 2 tower. And so how just goes back to the jungle for a second. But there's Aegis on this IG side. They've got the numbers advantage. Tier 2 tower at top should fall and maybe even start thinking about pushing this high ground. The bottom tier 3 tower already very low, but it looks like they are going to focus their efforts at top lane.
Again, it's a free tower. Free, 1,000, couple hundred gold. Might as well take it. IG, here comes the roll. I don't think they even need battle trance, but they'll pop it for fun. Yeah, there's the battle trance.
It's a very short cooldown.
Look at that tower.
Oh, going to get glyphed up. I'm a bit of a wasted glyph almost. It maybe does stall and buy some time for Alchemist to respawn.
I'm not sure whether that's how you want to glyph on.
Yeah.
Also, the thing you have to be very careful about if you're playing Troll Warlord against Rubik is you cannot let them steal your battle trance.
I think you're overhyping this spell a little bit.
Are you kidding me?
It's a good spell. It's not like the end all of ultimates though.
I think you need to stand up and leave.
Look, I think if Rubik steals battle trance, I'd be just like, oh well, that's kind of unfortunate, but oh well.
That's like having a double damage on the entire team. Are you kidding me?
What is having a okay? Well, double damage on Beastmaster, Rubik, and Visage doesn't really matter for jack shit right now.
You don't think supports right click in the team fight?
Have you seen these supports melt?
What?
These supports melt to Puck, Troll, Lifestealer. These supports ain't doing shit.
Because they have no battle trance. I'm telling you, if they battle trance, they right click back.
I'm questioning this Rubik stealing battle trance. I mean, I don't think it's the worst spell to steal, but
I
feel you'd much rather steal like a AoE disable. Not that there are many, but
I think Rubik stealing battle trance is up on the list of the most amazing shit you could steal. Easily steal.
I think you're high.
No, like for example, it's up there like stealing with Stampede, stealing a track from a bounty hunter, stealing battle trance. You win team fights off those steals. I don't know.
I reckon sealing ultimates is Rubik is overrated. Sealing spells like Burrow Strike, Fissure, Shikuchi.
No, those are great spells. There's no denying that. But battle trance wins games.
We're not seeing battle trance win this game.
It's
helping IG push faster.
I'm seeing IG up ahead by 6 kills. I'm seeing up ahead by 14,000 gold. I'm seeing up ahead by Aegis, and the fact that they're going to pick off Version once again. Battle trance Dota. Next level Dota. Well, that's just Joe being caught out. No battle trance.
These pickoffs they're getting, Lifestealer Puck, unrelated to Troll.
Unrelated to Troll indeed, but this is going to be related to Troll.
Yeah, they'll look to push down
so much jizz on this tower, and everything else in between. Look at the tower.
I would have.
You tell me that battle trance. You tell me that battle trance not good.
But how does battle trance help you defend? It helps you push. It doesn't help you defend.
It helps you kill stuff.
Well,
I cannot believe that you think battle trance is not legit.
it's good, but it's not like as good as you say.
Let's see. Let's see. Here comes disruption. Lift it. How do we have a Beastmaster Roar? There's no roar. Comes the silence on XTT. XTT trying to drop the roar after mech, but he's going to be dead as well. Second battle trance goes on, and look at the right click just flying out. Musa on the run with the BKB. He's melting, but he's dead. Battle trance Dota, best Dota.
Rax is going to take a fall, and I think this is more the IG hero composition and lead that they've acquired, not the battle trance Dota. IG Dota.
IG Dota. Double buyback coming back out here. That's going to be Zhou coming with the stun, but Zhou, oh no, he doesn't have backup. Where's the Beastmaster Roar? They do finally get it. That's going to be on one, but how? Still right-clicking for all his worth. He's going to have a bash, perhaps? One-hit bash? Oh.
Slow.
Open wounds, and that's going to be it for XTT as well. That's got to be GG. Yeah. Multiple buyback being used. Zhou died way too many times on these defenses. No item to really show for it. And yeah, that's a GG.
Yeah, Joe just could never really find the space to farm on the map. He just got caught out too much here. And I think that was really the big thing for IG is that they never let him even finish a BKB. This is an Alchemist. In theory, one of the fastest farmers in the game. He gets a Shadow Blade at 25 minutes or something and then can't even finish his BKB by 36 minutes. And by no terrible play of his own, he had to go to these lanes and try to look for farm, but he just could not find it at all.
Yeah, I think maybe you could hark on the supports not stacking for him in the jungle as well, but he got ganked in the jungle. He got ganked in the top lane. He got ganked in the bot lane. I think that's more Puck playing well. That's more your Lifestealer playing well than perhaps Zhou misplaying. But at the end of the day, he was, I think, halfway up that net worth list, like behind some of his own solo mid, for example. Like he did not have enough fun.
Visage was like almost the same net worth as the Alchemist at various points.